Well, I got my second layer on, and has just a slight little bow right there. The glue is pushing up through the seams, which is a good thing. I'm gonna go ahead and use an oscillating sander here and get everything leveled out and smoothed out a little bit, and then put my third layer on. And I believe I'm gonna do, let's see, the other ones are running this way, so I'll probably do a 45 degree. Maybe I'll start here, I'm not sure. I'm gonna do 45. No, it'll be a 45 degree going this way. So that's what I'll do next. And by the way, I was just reading through all the wonderful comments. For some reason I didn't get notifications, and I thought I was just making these videos for, I don't know, posterity or something, in case somebody found them sometime. But thank you for all the wonderful comments, and I'll keep going with these videos. It does take a lot more time. I don't know how Algie Yates does it. He does exceptional videos. He edits them and gives really good content, and he's got wonderful character. So if you want to watch Algie Yates, the name of his channel is Flying Cub, and that's with a K-U-B, or K-U-B, and Flying Cub channel. And he's building a biplane, same company, Fisher Flying Products design. And let's see how this here sands up and glues down. I always think it's pretty obvious how to do something, but just in case there's somebody with very little experience, this is my basic method. And I use my snips. Of course, you got to push against something. You can't just squeeze it with your fingers. I mean, if you're doing this with northern white pine, Sitka spruce, yellow poplar, something like that, you can snip that just with your hands. But with commercial white ash, which once again, I don't suggest using commercial white ash. I did wood testing early on, did my own wood testing, and it just, for its weight comparison, which is significant, it was so much stronger, 4 to 6 times stronger. And I just and it's real accessible here, and ours is, for the most part, has real tight grain patterns, and so it's really high quality too. So I started building with it, and I've crashed enough times that nothing that I've made out of commercial white ash has broken. Every single time we have the gust of wind take us down over the hill, or do a stall on landing and go crossways and pull it out, but crossways across the airstrip, end up hitting a tractor rut and flipping the plane upside down. Things like stupid things, you know. It's proven that you're not gonna break any of the members that are commercial white ash. And so, well, there we go. That's an example of how I do it. This piece is a little thinner. This last piece, last couple pieces maybe, but then we're getting down here where I'd be blending it anyway, so that's no problem. And yeah, I probably won't, well, yeah, I got this little piece right here. I'll throw this little piece right here in there. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Most of it's going to get blended off anyways. And where's my little corner piece that fell? Anyways, that's how I did it. There might be a better method to it. one more thing that I do is I make a at least 3-piece, or whatever I'm doing over here. I make an equal or similar glue up, and I take it out to my drop testing table and see how it compares with. I'll be testing it against 1/8 inch because I expect this to be pretty close to the 1/8 inch. This here will be, and they're both going to be about 1/16 of an inch, maybe 75 thousandths at the most. But I expect this to be superior to the 1/8 inch mil spec plywood. I think I'm going to go ahead and order myself some 1/16 plywood, maybe enough to even finish the wings leading edges too. This is a lot of work, and the reason I got into doing this so much, different things like this, alternatives, is because so many people talked about on Facebook or just different social medias would talk about they just wish they could afford to build an airplane, and I get it, you know, it's expensive. So I got into sharing alternative ways, well, I found NACA Report 354 years ago, and then there's other wooden aircraft books that are real good that just tell you alternative woods, and more specifically alternative woods that are near you and more accessible to you and maybe fairly inexpensive, especially people out west, you know, western sea hemlock. That is some good wood, and it's a direct replacement for Sitka spruce. Now I put this glue on real heavy, and I'm not going to put it on both sides, and I've tested this. It works really good. I've separated them to see how the glue absorption is, and I don't do this often. Put it on only one piece. Well, you know what? I might do it anyways. Yeah, see, that's almost 100%. That's 100% coverage on that. And then, of course, that's without even clamping it. Yeah, let's just keep going. And I'll do the test the same way. I'd like to get some between them too. That's what I had been doing. It's a very thin piece to try to get glue on, but this stuff spreads and flows so well. A lot of capillary action on this T88, bonds to itself, but yet flows pretty well. There we go. So slide that one down, slide this one up. All right, and then once I get these pieces on, then I'll go ahead and is that even in the camera? I'm probably working outside the camera until trying to explain what I'm doing. Anyways, actually an easier way than putting all that glue on the edge with your glue stick is just to scrape it up like that, because there's plenty of glue down here. And you can see it coming right up through. And this here middle section, even though it's hollow in there, that is so stiff, just with 2 layers, I can already put a large clamp reaching out across to hold down towards the center some. And there you have it. I checked and There's no spring in here. This is real thin, so it takes very little pressure to see if it's going to spring down. And a little bit of glue's coming up through the cracks, and then it's running, a little bit's running out the edges. But I did put it on kind of heavy. So that's the last layer, and now I'll go ahead and glue up these test pieces I showed you, and set them aside to dry.